Hello everyone. Today we're going to talk about a condiment or base for many of the Malay cooking, which is sambal, aka chili paste. All right. The base of many Malay dishes. Example: um, chicken in red sauce, mee goreng, mee siam, the vermicelli, rice vermicelli noodle with tangy sauce, chili crab, chili prawn, grilled fish, asam pedas is sambal. Okay, basically sambal forms like for in a majority of the basic Malay dishes. It starts from sambal, then it becomes something else. All right, let me take one for example. All right, say for the grilled fish. All right, the sambal for the grilled fish. All right, the chili paste or sambal. Okay, we mix with a bit of lemongrass, a bit of butter for the richness, chinchalok, which is the fermented shrimp, calamansi, or mixture of lime and lemon. Then we mix it up, a bit of sugar. That becomes the base of the grilled fish. Okay, later on as we go, I will show you a few of the dishes. All right, that's the whole idea. Just wanting to share with you guys the dishes, the Malay dishes that commonly made. Okay. Okay. Besides the main, sambal is also used as a condiment. For example, if you eat nasi lemak or coconut milk rice, okay, the chili base beside it, that's the condiment. All right. So that sambal. Sometimes people may make into a anchovies sambal or dried squid sambal or sambal prawn. So there's no quite a hard and fast rule about things. I mean, it all depends on how adventurous you are in your taste bud. But at the end of the day, it's still sambal. All right. I haven't seen coconut rice eaten with something else besides sambal. It's coconut rice and, for example, a different kind of sambal which is called sambal belacan, which is like unusual. All right, it's always been sambal tumis. That sambal is always been with nasi lemak. Or, for example, lontong is a rich coconut milk base meal or stew. Okay, we put a bit of sambal to spice things up a bit. All right, so there are many uses of sambal in Malay dishes. Okay, so I'm going to share with you how I make the sambal. Okay, the main thing that we use here is the kind of chili that we use. Okay, there are many dried chilies, right? We only use dried chilies. Okay, these are the one that I use. Right, is whole Kashmiri dried chili. All right, there are a variety of dried chili. There's something like chipotle. The Taiwan is short and flattened. It's not as wrinkly as Kashmiri chili. Okay, but that one packs a punch. All right, it's really spicy. Okay, I'm not into crazy spicy stuff. I like something spicy but not over the top, and that's why I chose Kashmiri whole chili. Alright, where I can get it is at good Asian groceries, but mainly I would say this is available at Indian groceries, I would say, rather than Asian groceries. The Asian groceries are the they sell the Thai dried chili, which is really spicy. Alright, let me show you again. Alright, this is the one. Okay, and I'll go through with you step by step of how do you make the sambal. Okay, see you again. Okay, yep. So I took the chili out from the packaging. If you look, it looks wrinkly, isn't it? Okay, if it's wrinkly, yep, that's it. But if you see the flat one, flat and stout, yep, a bit flatter than something like this, or yep, a bit shorter, man, that one is really spicy. Okay, so to prepare the chili, I will have to boil it to soften it. Okay, and yeah, then once it's softened, then we can go to the next step. Okay, normally I don't put it whole, just split into half, pop it in there. Yep, split to half, pop it in there, and repeat the whole process. If you see that, man, this is hell of chilies here. Actually, I don't make chilies just for the day itself. All right, if I were to make chili paste, it's always meant to last or a few batches. So I make it, then I make into small batches, then I store in the freezer for future uses. Okay, now I need two hands to shred the chili into half. Okay, why I shred into half is just so that it lets the seed out when it's boiled. Okay, personally I like to use the seed because that's where the heat is a bit more spicy. Or if you don't like it too spicy, you can throw away the chili because it will settle at the bottom of the pot at the end of the boiling. Okay, all right, I got to turn off now. Shredding the chili process starting soon. All right, welcome back. Okay, earlier in the video I showed the pre-boiled chili, dried chili. Okay, now it is already boiled, so I let it boil for about half an hour, then leave it to cool. Then I drain out the water, so just so that it's it looks a bit dark. Probably it's a bit how do you say, it's not so clean, I say. So I drain out and rinse it again a couple of times just to get rid of those probably there's some dust or dirt on the dried chili. So this is the end result. It expanded a bit, and yeah, if you last night I shred the chili using my hand, but you can use scissors to cut it into half. Okay, now the seed has gone to the bottom of the pot. Also the chili wise, okay, choose a chili without a stalk. With a stalk, it's just, you're not going to use the stalk anyway, you're just going to remove it, so it's just an additional work for you to do. So there's no, just to make it easier for you to buy things without stock. Maybe slightly cheaper or much cheaper, but at the end of the day, with the extra things that you have to do, you just take one step off the process. So, well, you can save some money, but more work at the end of the day. So entirely up to you whether which is the choice that you want to take. All right. So the base of the sambal, the ingredient of the sambal, is chili itself. Okay. Next is the onions. I use 3 large onions. Garlic, ginger. This is belacan or shrimp paste. Okay, this is how it looks like. It's in a block form, so I just take a few. Okay, slice it. You can toast it and add it to the sambal, or you can just put it as it is. It just adds that extra flavor to the sambal. And the tamarind itself. All right, normally I buy a seedless one, so when I cook it will just, I put it all together and just mix it up. Okay, all right, next I'm gonna put this in a blender and I blend everything up. Okay, now we are going through the blending bit. Okay, so put the chili at the base. Normally I put the chili or the onions at the base, the soft ones first, right, just so that it blends easily. That includes the rest. Okay, probably I have to do 2 batches of blending. Garlic inside. What's this? The tamarind I can always put in later when the sauteing bit, and also the might as well just put it in, just blend all together, get it mixed up, except for the tamarind. Okay. Okay, most of the time I use oil instead of water because this thing splatters a lot. So you have to.
It's enough.
It just got on the side. Yeah, that's why I'm still recording. That's my son talking to me. So, alright, I'm gonna close it. The video, yeah, facing. Okay, upwards, say, yeah. Alright. Rightio, okay. Okay, now it's already in. I'm gonna blend it, okay? Okay, the blend, the oil has settled to the bottom. Alright, now I have blended. Now I'm gonna pop this inside this cooker. Alright, you can always use a pot to cook it, or you can use this. Alright, basically, you know, this is a cheaper version of Thermomix or Tefal stuff, you know. I can't afford that expensive, it costs about more than $1 grand, whereas this one cost me about 200 bucks. It does the job that it has to do, and mainly I just use this device for making sambal. I don't make any other things, so it suits my purpose. So yeah, without spending too much. Yeah, just taking down as much as I can. I'm gonna do a second batch, okay? Same thing again, I'm gonna put the chili. Okay, I'm gonna put the seed as well because that's where, I mean, I just want it to be a bit spicier, okay? But having said that, what I said earlier in the video, alright, Kashmiri chili, basically, this is not as spicy, okay? The heat level is not that high. Pop this in here, tamarind goes in here, both of them, okay? Pop it in here. Okay, now the second batch is ready. Just put everything in there. Yep, earlier in the video, which is not inside, I scrape all the seeds of the chili without the water. Take as much chili as I can, the seeds, and blend it all together. So scrape every bit of it. Nothing goes to waste, as much as you can. Alright, so get every bit of the goodness. Okay. Okay, next thing which I want to include is how do you clean the blender? Alright. Some people put it with soap and use the sponge and clean all the edges inside. Okay. This is what I learned. Okay. Okay, the blender itself, you see, it's dirty. But what I did, okay, rinse it off once. Put a bit of water, dishwashing liquid, then I run it. See, that's how you do it. save yourself from having the cut from cleaning the blades inside by putting your hand inside. So this way it cleans the blade, whereas the side at top is easily reached by the sponge. Radio. Okay, it's ready to be sauteed. Alright, you can use a pot or you can use this machine. Okay, the good thing about this machine is you let it run, set it at a temperature, let it run for an hour, and it just keep turning and cooking the mix. Or you can use a pot. I don't like to use a pot only because at some stage of cooking it will start to splatter. So it splatters everywhere, splashback, side, at the top, and on towards yourself. So this thing works, okay, for me. And another thing with regards to the pot is you need to put a splatter cover. Okay, that helps control the splatter, okay, but it doesn't take the splatter risk totally out of it. All right, whereas this stuff, it does. See if you know what I mean. Just cover this up. Okay, yep, lock it. See, it's close. And I run it for, okay, set the temperature to, what's the highest? Okay, this is steam. So it's a bit more than 100. I think it's 110 degrees. And okay, the spinning speed is 1, so it's cycled slowly. Just at the base of it there's like a blender like blades which stirs the mix. Okay, if you ask me, this one looks like a glorified blender. Yeah, it is like a blender. It is a blender with the heating function. Okay, okay, set it for, say, this 5. Okay, let's make it for for an hour, 60 minutes. Yeah, okay, let's start. Yeah, 60 minutes, 1 hour. Okay, yeah, it's an hour. So if you look inside, so it's turning inside at the base. So I just let it be. After 1 hour this will beep and stop turning and cooking. Okay, so easy as. The part that's a bit of work is just the preparation phase, and after that the machine does everything for you. Okay, see, no splatter. Okay, let's come back again after an hour. Alright, so earlier when I put it on 60 minutes, so I have a break, so I was thinking like go have a quick nap. Okay, so I had a quick nap. Apparently it's about 3 hours. Then when I get up, everything's all sorted out and the paste has cooled down. Okay, let's have a look at how it looks. Right. There you go. You see all the splatter it creates. See, without this machine, the tendency is it'll splatter everywhere. So look at how it looks like. I did not put any salt or sugar. Okay, it's basically what's the ingredient I put earlier. That's it. Yeah. Okay, the color is like dark red maroon. Okay, but once you put salt and sugar, it will turn a bit darker because the sugar will caramelize and create that color. All right, so this is it. Basically, this is how a sambal looks like, and this is the base of many of Malay cooking and condiments. And the word sambal, actually there is a different kind of sambal, all right, but this sambal is basically used in many bases. Okay, the rest of the sambal, like sambal belacan, sambal balado, so it has different functions. All right, whereas sambal belacan is basically used as a condiment. On and off is mixed to nasi goreng just to add some spice to it. Okay, dokes. Okay, there you have it. So normally I would just put in there on the piece of sticker that I will put on the lid, say what it is. So it's written as Sambal tumis. I did not put any salt and sugar because during the process of cooking I'm gonna add on anyway. And some of the sambal doesn't have to have sugar, or just salt is enough. Okay, and the date I made it, just in case it got lost in the Bermuda Triangle, and after a few years then you know that oops, it's been there for a while. Okay, and yeah, couldn't find any smaller containers, so I just managed to get these 3 containers. I'm happy this has a partition so that it has a you can set them aside for a bigger meal and the smaller ones. And how I say, this is the classic. Okay, sometimes you get home, okay, then you saw this in the freezer, then you took it out and said, man, I'm gonna have some ice cream today. Then you open up and you see sambal inside, like, oh man, that would be that would be a spoiler, man. Okay, so I'm gonna pour this sambal into the containers, then I'm gonna store them in the freezer. Okay, dokes. There you have it. So I just try to portion them equally as much as possible based on the height. Not an ideal tub. I don't know where all the Tupperwares has gone. I find heaps of lids but no base. I don't get it. Or even there's a base, it doesn't fit to the lid. Something is wrong somewhere. Just I can't find it around the house. It's mysterious, you know. These are some of these home mysteries that I just can't seem to be able to solve. Okay, preferably I would like something that has a lock at the side like this. You know, it keeps longer. Yeah, I'm gonna put the label on so that I know in future, because after it's all frozen you can't tell what's underneath, what's inside. It looks icy and it's frozen. Okay, and this one, yeah, now I can tell the difference. Okay, whether it's really ice cream, just put over the ice cream so that so you don't have mistaken this for something else. And don't tell me this never happened to you. Alright, it happened to me all the time until I realized that, oh yeah, it's best to label. Okay, that's how I do it. Hopefully you like the video. Hopefully it shows some insight to the Malay sambal. And yeah, so in future I will show what we do with this sambal, okay, as we go along. But yeah, like I said, this sambal is the base of many Malay cooking. Okay. Yeah, so please subscribe to my channels and like or give comments to me, or send me a private comment on how to improve the videos or anything that you may want to try and you're not sure about how to do it. Okay, more than happy to share. But at the end of the day, I always believe in this. Okay, this is a guide, but okay, but it's not, everything is not set in concrete. But if you think that you want to add something else to take it to the next level, it tastes better, please let me know. All right, till then, bye.